a man named John Fitzpatrick is raised a great deal during Vengeance, and it's suggested a couple of times that something might have occurred among him and Meghan. Anything the case was, he was being utilised for Michael's advantage. He'd even welcomed her to an occasion where Liam Neeson was available, and the entertainer would later deny no Meghan notwithstanding visual proof. Liam Neeson is excellent companions with the proprietor of Fitzpatrick's lodging in New York City. What's more, when inquired as to whether he knew Meghan, he said she was a sugar child to the proprietor of Fitzpatrick's. It should be precise, as she's been connected to the magistrate who's the proprietor and has remained there previously. She likewise met Rory McIlroy there, as indicated by Tom Marber. John Fitzpatrick and Meghan met in 2014, when Meghan, then featuring in Suits, and then Northern Irish golf player Rory McIlroy were having a beverage at the bar of one of Mr. Fitzpatrick's two New York lodgings. In a digital broadcast with Irish columnist Charlie Bird, Mr. Fitzpatrick said he loved Suits and reviewed that he welcomed them both out for supper with companions. He depicted her as splendid and extraordinary tomfoolery, and furthermore uncovered that he welcomed her to the White House, where she met Barack Obama. Mr. Fitzpatrick kidded in the meeting that he most certainly wasn't dating her and said they were simply old buddies. At One More Pledge Drive in New York, she modelled for a photograph with Mr. Fitzpatrick and Liam Neeson, the star of Michael Collins, the film about the Irish progressive pioneer. After Meghan and Harry's hurricane sentiment, Mr. Fitzpatrick was among the visitors she welcomed to the illustrious wedding at Windsor Palace in May 2018. He let Bird know that it was an astonishing wedding and uncovered that he remained in a lodging with the companions from the cast of Suits. He later visited her at Kensington Royal Residence on a work excursion to London. He said she was a piece formal until the retainers left the room. So, all in all, she turned out to be completely loose, and they started talking about shared companions, including McIlroy and spouse Erica Stoll. Mr. Fitzpatrick said, "I said, all things considered, how long do we have?" She checked the time and said, "We have precisely 29 minutes and afterward they'll be back in. For my purposes, it was simply extreme, you know. We just talk regularly then, that kind of life, it's unique." Tom Grove reviews how Meghan initially met Rory after he suddenly selected her for that ice container challenge in 2014. As per Nook, Meghan demanded he come to a companion's condo in New York to dump the ice on her himself, and he cheerfully obliged. McIlroy had recently parted from his blonde fiancée, Danish tennis pro Caroline Wozniacki, and was accounted for to pursue brunettes. He composed subsequent to posting the Ice Pail Challenge video, which raised assets for Engine Neurons illness research. The pair went for a beverage at the Fitzpatrick lodging where Rory was remaining, bow compose. The next morning, McIlroy showed up at Ridgewood Nation Club, 30 miles away, to play in another rivalry. He was looking a little worn out following a rushed evening. He fell back to 101st spot. By the by, he wouldn't rest, as he expected close to the fairway to be prepared the next day. All things being equal, he drove back to New York to see Meghan Markle. His exhibition endured therefore. In the book, Thickett asserted Meghan was quick to utilize their cozy relationship to advance herself. She urged the media to distribute photos of McIlroy and herself, as she would later concede she sporadically set up a paparazzi photograph or let it data slip to the press. As per Grove, Meghan's culinary specialist sweetheart, Corey, scrutinized her relationship with Rory at that point, yet the Suits star demanded they were simply companions, and he accepted.